Masson stain. I'm not going to show you any regular H&Es, so you will have that, the pituitary, the acidophilic stain, that bright red stain will be a giveaway on that you're looking at the pituitary. And as far as the adrenal, I don't know why this is going into this.
You kidding? I would have even asked if it weren't for Alan. I would have already doomed myself out of a passing grade with that Alan.
Alan's screwing people now.
We start.
Yeah, on Wednesday or next week. What are the drawings due?
14th.
Okay, thank God it's after the weekend.
Expect also with the adrenal at least one low power and one high power. This is low power where it's actually a little easier to see the green color. For the medulla.
Would you put a pin on like a zone and say which zone it is?
Not
a pointer in a pointer, but yeah.
Well, I might. But again, it's three. I might ask you which zone it is. What are they? What hormone it secretes?
At low power, or at
yeah. For a zone, I would ask you. Is a low power kind of question. Usually, the cell type.
I thought you could only from low power you can only tell whether it's cortex and medulla, and the capsule and such. Like you have to.
You mean the zone? Well, it depends how clear it is. It's probably not as clear under low power. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the zone I meant, part of the gland, like medulla or cortex. But you're right. The zone would probably be.
Glomerulosa,
yeah, Ray.
And reticularis.
So you have the medulla that makes epinephrine and norepinephrine.
You can see the capsule here.
What's that?
The capsule.
The capsule
that has the fibroblast.
It's kind of pale in this one. And the fibroblast. See, identifying individual cells is tough at low power. That's where you want the high power. That's when I'm going to ask about cell types, when it's obvious that you can actually see the cell types.
Okay.
So if we move along to so here you're beginning to see the capsule a little more, but you can't really see the fibroblast. And here you have glomerulosa, and see here, this is very clear. This fasciculata, you see this fascicular kind of arrangement.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. And the giveaway might be in the question like name the zone. I mean, how many glands have different zones?
That would be confusing because
I might not be able to show you the medulla. Here's the boundary between the cortex and the medulla.
I could memorize that chart.
If I don't know what it is, I'm putting eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic endocrine glands.
Minus
cell
one
type,
for me.
eukaryotic, very good. Yes?
What if you're colorblind and you can't see the colors?
And give up.
You beat.
Well, it's a little late in the semester to give me a
doctor's note.
Certification from the Student Disabilities Office.
That's not even the color.
Isn't that where you would go for something like that?
We have time.
I developed it this week.
Okay. I just developed a case of genetic colorblindness.
Yeah.
My genes just got altered.
I'm strictly black and white.
Okay, so you have glomerulosa, fasciculata, and reticularis, and
Medulla.
medulla is actually fairly sharply displayed
that's right.
here. So I might ask about the zone at 100 power, but at 200 is where you really see the
200.
This is, again, you have a very clear fasciculata type.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I showed you something like this, that's a pretty clear fasciculata. You can see these sort of linear arrangements of cells in bundles of like basically 2 or 3 wide, flanked by capillaries.
A quick question: is the capillary bed throughout all the zones and the medulla as well?
There are capillaries
Must be.
everywhere. And the thing about the adrenal is this centripetal flow. So the arteries that feed the adrenal, which is, I guess, branches off the renal artery, and there's even a branch or two off the aorta. There's several small arteries that then break up into capillaries right under the capsule. So the diffusion of material, the actual flow, the bulk flow of blood is toward the medulla, so that the product of one cell, a steroid, once the cholesterol is mobilized, the side chain's cleaved, you have pregnenolone, then it moves down,
further, and
as it diffuses, it encounters cells with different enzymes that change it into other things. So if you didn't have it that way, you might have. Is that stable?
I guess. Oh, he stuck it on a piece of paper.
What is it showing though?
I'm getting the picture of
Really, without a lot of glare at that angle?
It's a little bit of glare, but it's
Pretty amazing. Okay.
Obviously, it's not a critical angle yet. Don't worry.
All right. Anyway, so that's very clearly fasciculata.
Just spread over our bro. Just remember
The
that.
main product there is cortisol, right? And here, this is still fasciculata. You can see these are what they call foam cells because they're so full of lipid, But this is. Let's see. Now I've got to get my own. Okay. Now here you have. There finally is your answer. So that's the capsule. I could point to this kind of cell, and you'd say that's a fibroblast. It's not an endocrine cell, but this is the very typical presentation of connective tissue. That's eosin staining the collagen pink, and you can see right under the surface there. You start getting all these capillaries. So that answers your questions right there. But the glomeruloses, you sort of have these big, sort of roundish bundles of cells. But it gets, in this particular slice, the fasciculata starts very close to the capsule. Right? This is already fasciculata right here because you can see the orientation of the cells. And then I seem to remember that under high power, the color doesn't show up as well. The color difference between the cortex and medulla. This particular, there it is. You can see it's greenish, but it's there's the boundary right there. There's a pretty clear boundary.
Might want to.
If you're colorblind, you'll have trouble.
Would you put?
You don't have any trouble. Okay, this is sort of greenish.
So the reticular is more compact.
It's a little bit greener in the microscope than it is on the screen. The screen is not quite true color. But so anyway, that's reticularis and that's medulla.
Oh.
I'm recording Chris recording the recording.
Inception.
So color is key on the adrenal gland, and again, I will only use these chromophene stained slides. I'm not going to thread my curves with H and E's on that.